Kent completed their third successive victory in the LV County Championship to move within 23 points of Surrey, who are now in second place in spite of their 89-run defeat in Guildford, where Darren Stevens grabbed the 9th 5-wicket haul of his career and his 5th of this summer. All three results were possible when the last day began, with Kent on 229 for 6 in their second innings to lead by 239. They got that far thanks to a crucial 7th wicket stand between Sam Billings and Callum Haggett, which began the morning on 51. 34 more were added in the day's opening 8 overs. Stuart Meeker broke the partnership with another excellent delivery that saw Haggett taken behind by Rory Burns for a priceless 44. That gave Meeker the 11th fifer of his career in just his 57th match, and he bagged his 10th wicket of the game in his next over as Mitch Claydon nicked him to Vikram Solanki. None of the rest of the Surrey attack could match the efforts of the magnificent Meeker, and that allowed Billings to complete his second 50 of what was a very good game for the keeper. Having made a championship best 82 not out in the first dig, he got to this half-century off his 85th delivery, that being his 5th boundary. Charlie Hartley had stayed with him for 23 minutes before he cut Tim Linley to Matthew Dunn to go for a duck. And Meeker ended with 7 for 90 for match figures of 11 for 196 when he had Adam Riley caught by Solanki at slip. Kent were all out for 292, Billings making 139 runs from 243 balls in the match without getting out. So Surrey were left to get 303 from 76 overs, and we had a potential classic on our hands. The 10 overs before lunch were going to be very important ones. Burns made a bright start, but having made 11, he was undone by a brute of a ball from Claydon, which flicked the glove on its way through to Billings. Haggett then found the inside edge of Zafar Ansari's bat as Billings excelled again behind the stumps to lead the home side on 24 for 2. They got to a total of 43 for 2 by the time lunch was served, with Tilakaratne Dilshan looking to be a key man for the rest of the day. He started well enough with some early boundaries, but the fact that they hardly came off the middle of his bat would have given Kent plenty of encouragement as they sat down for their food. There were some signs of inconsistent bounce to help them too, and Solanki fell victim to that as he fell shortly after the restart by offering Ben Harmison a catch off the wicket-hungry Haggett. There were no real signs that this was going to be yet another day to remember with the ball for Stevens at this stage. He and Haggett kept plugging away and were at times unfortunate as Dilshan and Stephen Davis kept their side interested with a stand of 33 in just 5 overs. But Claydon, bowling with good pace, brought an end to it with another lifter, which Davis could only fend to Riley after making 25 off 21 balls. Wickets at regular intervals were harming Surrey, but they still played very positively, possibly not thinking for a minute that they couldn't chase down these runs. It would be easier for them to do that with Dilshan playing in this manner. He tucked into Hartley, whose 3 overs went for 27. Jason Roy's wicket was going to be a big one. He'd made a run of ball 13 when he was done by a sharp nip backer from Claydon. The ball may even have done too much to win the LBW decision. That left Surrey on 120 for 5, all the action coming in a remarkable 20 overs, and the runs continued to come from Dilshan, who reached a half-century off only 36 balls. That was his 11th boundary, as he decided that attack was the best way to get this job done. The run rate did slow down a tad over the next few overs, but it was still a thoroughly entertaining period of play, as much of this match has been throughout the 4 days. This partnership was the crucial one, and both teams realised that. Gary Wilson and Dilshan helped these score along to 158. And then the Sri Lankan went after a wide one from Stevens and edged to Riley. Dilshan left on 68, and with him probably went his side's chance. Kent went to tea as the big favourites to complete the double over their opponents when Wilson cut Stevens to Sam Northeast to go for 27. So Surrey came out for the last session of this brilliant match on 180 for 7, needing 123 more, while Kent required just 3 more wickets, and Stevens got the first of them after 20 more runs had been knocked off. After Meeker had struck a couple of 4s, he gave Stevens his 7th wicket of the match, thanks to another excellent bit of glove work from Billings. And Stevens was soon celebrating yet again when Gareth Batty was another to use the edge, Riley with a take this time. Stevens had only managed 4 5-wicket hauls in a career going back to 1997, yet when Linley edged to Harmison, it gave the 38-year-old his 5th of this season alone. He ended with 5 for 68 here, for figures of 9 for 178 in the match, which has taken his tally of championship victims this season to 43. His sensational spell had helped dismiss Surrey for 213, with 22 overs of the match unused, and that gave Kent a victory by 89 runs, their 3rd in a row. The maximum 24 points secured here puts them into 5th place in the 2nd Division table, but just 23 points behind 2nd place Surrey with 2 games in hand. They're 21 behind Hampshire with 1 game in hand, and they still have to play them twice. The 7 points accrued by Surrey may hit their own promotion push hard, but for now they do sit in those promotion places.